Good day, this is Dimitri Lascaris coming to you for Reason to Resist from Beirut, Lebanon on April 10th, 2026. Let me begin this report by wishing a happy Good Friday to all of our brothers and sisters in the Orthodox community. Unfortunately, I won't be in Greece at this time to celebrate this day with my Greek brothers and sisters, but I do want to wish you all, those of you who observe the Orthodox religion, a prosperous and peaceful day with your families. I arrived in Beirut, Lebanon last night, and before I get into why I'm here and what I propose to do and what I've gathered is going on in Lebanon today, I want to just remind people, please like and share this video if you find it to be informative, and if you're not already a subscriber of Reason to Resist, please do become one and help us to expand the reach of our unapologetic resistance journalism. So with that, I arrived here last night at about 11:30 p.m. local time on a flight from Larnaca in Cyprus. I had spent several days there trying to gather information on the activities at the Akrotiri military base. And prior to that, I was in Hania in northern Crete beside the Suda Bay military base of the US and NATO, and also Greek forces use that base. And I issued a report from there about what I had been able to observe. I came to Lebanon because this is, I guess for the time being, the epicenter of the war that has been raging in West Asia for some 2.5 years now, as a result of the boundless aggression of the United States and its proxy, Israel. On the day before my arrival, the Israelis conducted, by means of airstrike, a mass slaughter of Lebanese civilians. The death count, the latest death count is in the range of about 250 persons. It is the highest single day death toll, I understand, since the Lebanese civil war. So even with all of the carnage that Israel has inflicted upon Lebanon since it began its genocidal rampage in Gaza 2.5 years ago, this day was by far the worst in decades for this devastated country. So I came to document to the best of my ability the crimes committed by Israel, and they're such as to raise a serious question at this stage in my mind, and I say this as a lawyer, about whether Israel's program or objective of genocide has now expanded beyond the borders of historic Palestine and extended to Lebanon, or at least the southern parts of the country. But that's a subject that I will explore in the days ahead. When I arrived last night, the flight I took from Cyprus was mostly full. As far as I could tell, most of the passengers were Lebanese, but certainly not all, because a few dozen people were in the foreigners line when we passed through customs, a few dozen people who had been on our aircraft. There was some gentleman on the plane who was cracking jokes and causing a good bit of laughter. This is all consistent with my experience of the peoples in West Asia, how they've managed in a rather impressive way to go on living their lives normally and to find moments of mirth and friendship even in terrible times such as these. When I arrived at the airport, it was mostly quiet. It was hard to find a taxi, but a gentleman did approach me and I had to negotiate a price with him. He told me that the price was going to be more than one would normally pay because of the bombing of the city and the increased risk to taxi drivers. He said that he needed the money and he was prepared to take the risk, but that would have to be compensated for with a premium, and I was happy to do that. I thought it was only fair. He then advised me, after we bargained a price, that the Israeli military had issued an evacuation notice for a large urban area adjacent to the airport, and he showed me the map. And he said that we would need to drive through that. I guess he wanted me to confirm that I was okay with that. And I said if he thought that, we could navigate it safely without too much risk, I was fine with that. And then we hit the road. He drove rather quickly through that zone with good reason. And when we eventually got to the center of Beirut, where I'm staying, he did what pretty much all drivers in Beirut do. He simply ignored the red lights and went through them with a chuckle. Yes, that is normal practice in my experience for drivers in Lebanon, not just Beirut. Here's a little clip of what that was like.
That no problem, go. Green stop. Only in Lebanon. Only in Lebanon.
Now, yesterday I was following carefully the reports of the Lebanese resistance to see how they would react to the mass slaughter of their fellow citizens 2 days ago. And they reacted in a rather robust manner, according to judging from their military reports. Hezbollah issues during times of war daily summaries of its military operations. It reported yesterday, April 9th, that it conducted 72 military operations. I've been following its reports assiduously since the beginning of the genocide, and that is one of the highest totals I have seen for daily military operations. Suffice it to say that Hezbollah sent a powerful message to the Israeli military that it would not countenance such savagery, notwithstanding the ceasefire, and that there would be a heavy price to pay if it insisted upon excluding Lebanon from the ceasefire, something which, by the way, I don't think the Islamic Republic of Iran is going to tolerate much longer. In any event, it reported that it hit no less than 8 Israeli colonies in the north of occupied Palestine. The one that was hardest hit was the important, sizable Israeli colony of Kiryat Shimona. It struck that particular colony no less than 8 times with rockets and missiles. Yesterday, it struck 3 or 4 other colonies 3 times, including Metula. That is a border settlement perched on a hill, and at the peak of that hill, the summit of that hill, is a military base which has been completely devastated by repeated resistance attacks during the last 2.5 years. Another settlement that was hit 3 times yesterday was Avivim, and the name of the third, another one escapes me, but in any case, it was a broad-based attack on various colonies in the north of occupied Palestine that lasted throughout the day. And that was just the northern colonies. Hezbollah also reported that it struck Haifa with a missile attack or drone attack, I can't remember which. And there were numerous military operations that it conducted in southern Lebanon against Israeli troops. I counted it somewhere in the range of 15 separate military operations, possibly more. So it was, again, a very robust response to the savagery of the prior day. When I arrived at my hotel last night, it didn't take long for me to form the impression that the city was traumatized by what had happened this week. And one example of this is that when I entered the hotel room, I had reserved a room at this hotel in central Beirut before leaving Cyprus, and my credit card was charged. I paid for the room. I received a confirmation that my reservation had been made with the facility. And when I entered the hotel lobby, there was a young man at the reception desk. And when I handed him my passport, he acknowledged that I had made a reservation. Then he asked me whether I'd received his email. And I said, no, I was on a plane. And he said, well, I wrote to you to inform you that the hotel is closed for security reasons. And I said to him, but, it's like past midnight now, and I've got my suitcase and I have nowhere to go. Where am I supposed to go at this hour with this suitcase? I confirmed, why would you exclude me from staying in the hotel? And at that moment, as he and I were talking about the situation, somebody came down into the lobby. She was speaking French with a Parisian accent, and I'm pretty sure she was a French journalist. So there were people staying in the hotel. I think that they were mostly journalists, and one of the reasons I say that is because he then asked me, "Are you a journalist?" And I said yes. So he said, "Well, we may be able to make an exception for you." And after some discussion, he decided to allow me to stay in the hotel, and he honored my reservation. And in the course of talking with him about the situation, he said, "Look, I'm sorry that things are this way and that I inconvenienced you with these concerns." He said, "But this has been a very, very stressful time for us." I said, "I understand." He said, "Well, just to be clear, it's not simply the bombings that have happened and all the killing." He said, "But they've been specifically targeting hotels in the city, the Israelis, not with bunker buster bombs, but with precision strikes." This would have been over the past several days. So he himself was feeling particularly exposed at his place of work, understandably. In any case, today I'm going to be joined by my good friend and colleague Laith Marouf, as well who lives here in Beirut, as well as our mutual friend and journalistic colleague, the Lebanese journalist Hadi Hotait. They'll be coming to my hotel shortly, and we're going to head out to visit the sites that were struck this week in these incredibly lethal attacks. We also are going to go to the southern Beirut suburb, Dahya, but Laith told me this morning in a brief telephone conversation that the authorities will not allow any filming in Dahya. We can go through there just to see with our own eyes what's happening, but I won't be able to record what I see for security reasons. So you can expect my first ground report from Beirut on the devastation inflicted on the city a couple of days ago, later today or early tomorrow. For now, I'll be signing off from Beirut, Lebanon on April 10th, 2026.